our culture of mental health has gone too far. 20,000 people a day phone in sick saying they've got mental health issues. We don't believe that every single one of them really has. So we have been asking, this is what we want to know from you, is Britain's fixation with mental health bad for the country? Let us know what you think. Give us a call on 0344 499 1000. You can text us, write talk at the beginning of your message and send it to 87222, or you can tweet us on X at TalkTV.
Well, we have more of your texts and tweets coming in on this topic. Sean writes, I would never undermine serious mental health concerns, although it is a fact that common life issues like stress, anxiety are now given a mental health label. The cost to the country is huge in terms of welfare expenditure and gaps in the workforce.
Good text.
Harry says, no, mental health is a serious crisis and it needs to be dealt with, but the Tories treat people like criminals while treating illegal boat arrivals like royalty.
Meanwhile, Kate writes, mental health is vital for each and every one of us.
Is that Catherine? Is that Princess Catherine? Because I know she's into the mental health thing. There you go. Proof that Catherine is alive and well. She's just tweeted crosstalk.
Has she done that?
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, Sarah says, yes, we are letting down those with real mental health problems, but also creating problems where they don't need to be any. I agree with that.
Well, let's go to our top story now. And deportation flights to Rwanda are unlikely to start until June at the earliest, as the government suffered another defeat in the House of Lords last night. Peers voted through 7 amendments to the Rwanda bill, including a provision to make sure the legislation has due regard for our old favourite, international law. We love international law. The government must now schedule another vote in the Commons to consider the changes, but not until after Easter.
It comes as a new report shows plummeting birth rates in Britain will leave the country heavily reliant on immigration in order to maintain public services and economic growth. Now, joining us is TalkTV's political correspondent, Alicia Fitzgerald. Thanks for popping in, Alicia. What do you make of this? I mean, this Mel Stride, I think, has got a point. A lot of people say, oh, it's so important we talk more about mental health. I think it's quite important we learn to talk less about it, which isn't to undermine it as a serious issue, but it has become an obsession. People are saying, oh, I've got terrible mental health problems. That's because their mum died or their partner died or they split up from their boyfriend or girlfriend. That's not a mental health problem. That's grief or that's sadness. We are overarchingly classifying every sort of thought you ever have as a mental health issue.
I think the issue with this is it's actually a really nuanced issue and there are so many different parts of it. So on the one hand, you could say that because that is happening, the people with actual mental health issues are being overlooked. And you can also say that there are things and factors that are happening in the UK at the moment that seem to be leading to people to have poorer mental health as a rule. You know, cost of living, all of these things just generally seem to be making people's mental health worse. So that can't be overlooked. But at the same time, we've got politicians really trying to grapple with this kind of epidemic of a mental health rise that we have. And it's really hard to work out how to get it right, because you don't want to overlook the people who actually are really struggling. You don't want them to feel like they aren't being looked after at all, but you also have to make sure that there's a line somewhere. It seems to be a really hard thing to do politically.